first one is faith-based organizations. I'll read it. It says, encourage the development of additional community-based support systems for foster children and foster families by urging faith-based organizations in the state to network and collaborate to support foster families, including the formation of foster family ministries. So for those of you that might be affiliated with a church, you know, this sounds like a positive thing to encourage that if you're a foster parent, that you can network with churches, you know, to try to pull your resources together. You know, there's a lot of organizing of foster families to, you know, help make things better for the kids. The next resolution was Foster Care Awareness Month. Work to improve the foster care system in Hawaii by declaring May Foster Care Awareness Month as a time to educate the public about various components of foster care and the foster care system. So these are also two resolutions that passed. So these, again, they're not binding, they're not mandatory, but they're recommendations.
What about the child support enforcement?
Yeah, the law.
The law, the child support payment. Once the stuff get down to couple of areas back there, just like get all.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because many of you might have experienced this. You know, CPS takes your kids away, puts them with a foster parent, or they get adopted, and then you get slapped with a child support.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's not adopted, but they're foster care.
Foster care.
If you get slapped with a child support order, yeah, it's very important that you understand when you're dealing with the Child Support Enforcement Agency, or CSEA, what I call them for short. You pretty much need to go in person. If you ever try to call CSEA, they never answer their phone. You know, you call and call and call, it's busy. It's really bad. They're really understaffed under resourced. So what we always tell people is if you're going to deal with CSEA, go in person. And their office is in Kapolei. I think it's by the police station or something like that. Go in person. And again, similar to what I said with CPS, anything you need dealing with them, make it in writing. And understand that when it comes to child support, it's very important that you request your, if you disagree with the amount, you've got to do it right away, because it's usually not retroactive. We have a lot of sad cases where we have a parent, and I had a case where there was a parent and she actually had gotten custody back of her child. You know, she'd been ordered to pay child support and the child was with grandma. But, you know, about 5 years ago, grandma gave the kid back, everything was fine. But she kept calling child support, writing them letters and telling them, hey, I got my kid back, stop, you know, I shouldn't be paying child support. Called and letter, 5 years, and nothing happened. And they kept sending her these bills. She has like a $10,000, you know, back pay. And we're like, oh no, you know. With child support, you have to go in person. And the only way that you get a child support order changed is you have to either have an administrative hearing at the Kapolei office, or you have to go to family court. That's the only two ways you're going to get it changed. You can't just write them a letter saying, kid's not living with me, you know, please stop the child support. That's not going to fly. You have to have an administrative law judge as a sign an order, or a family court judge. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Let me give you a worse story than what you just said, 5 years.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was paid from 1980 something. I got my first family. I got my youngest daughter, she was 16. The other two children were above age. And they came from Maryland. Maryland's where child support. And Maryland is the one that gave the order transferring everything to Hawaii. Hawaii says, okay, you got your child back, no child support necessary. Other children are of age, you don't have to pay anything. I raised her up, she was 18, got out of my custody and all of that, out of my care. I received in 1995 saying that I owed money. And from 1995, I was up to $17,000 to win this year, right?
Oh.
But this year, you know how I got it cleared up?
How?
Governor of Maryland.
Oh my gosh.
That was the governor.
Yeah, it's you have to have like a judge as a sign, administrative law, or a governor. You know, it's not. You can't, no matter what. You know, you can argue, write letters all you want. It's not going to change. And you know that's very good. So did they clear the whole thing?
No.
Oh.
They gave back most of the money that they took from our income tax and all of that kind of stuff, because they were really affecting our lives, man.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. My client, they took her driver's license away. They took her license. She had to quit her job because she had a license. She had to get a different name. It was bad.
If I had been in Maryland, probably all of that would have happened to me. I might even go to jail.
Yeah, you can go to jail. Well, they get serious stuff.
The governor was the one that helped me out. I told him I was a veteran.
Oh, wow.
They had to do an audit, and they said, oh, yeah, we really, and I even had, they said, we don't have any quote documents.
Well, good that you kept the document. Yeah.
I sent it to them 5 times.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's another thing, well, on the side, like I mentioned. A lot of these proceedings are, normally, like, if you file for a divorce, for instance, I can go and look up Ivan's divorce today, and it'll be all, I can make a copy of it and see a whole thing. Not with CPS, or anything to do with kids. If it's a paternity action, a CPS action, anything like that, you can't get the paperwork. So like if you went to court, got a judgment to say that paternity, I am the mother of this father of this child, that judgment is sealed. It's sealed. It's not even on the computer. Nobody can look things up on the computer. Nobody can. So whenever you get anything to do with a child, any kind of judgment, child support, keep it. Because if you lose it, it's going to be very, very hard to retrieve that document. It won't be on the computers. The courts won't let you in. It's all signed sealed. So good thing you kept your paperwork. Yeah, because what happened to this other person I'm talking about is we went to court. We had to file an action in family court. We had to bring all the witnesses in to show that she didn't have the kid all the past 5 years. And even though we proved all that, it was very hard. The judge only stopped her child support back to the date she filed the motion, even though it had been 5 years. So that's why I said it's not retroactive. So if you file this thing,
Who got the money?
I think in the end the kids were on TANF, so they went to the government. So the government, they did give her some breaks. I think they tried to reduce it back. So yeah, in the end she luckily, because she went all the way to court, but it was a long process. I mean, she got it, and then they finally said they put her on a payment plan, $30 a month, and they said as long as she pays, she gets her license back. But it was a nightmare, So if you ever have a child support issue, go to either you can go to family court, but I'd advise you it's much easier. Just go to couple A, and you have to fill out a request for a hearing, an official request for a hearing. And then there's a judge at the couple A office. They'll have a hearing. And you can, lay it all out, say, Judge, look, kid moved back in with me, here's witness, can testify, have a rental agreement, child's name, whatever you can prove that you no longer should pay, or if your income has gone down, disabled.